As a serial entrepreneur,
Sure.
What's your thought on the role of entrepreneurs in the future of Ohio and how we can attract, retain, and leverage those entrepreneurs to help grow Ohio's economy? You talked about workforce, but entrepreneurs are kind of a special breed, and we need more of them in Ohio, and I'd love to hear your vision of how you want to leverage that.
Sure, I want to see an entrepreneurial boom in the state, and I think the number one way to get there, Steve, is to see a capital boom in the state. If you foster capital formation, you're going to see flocking talent into this state as well. And I'm an entrepreneur by background. I've had the honor and privilege of founding multiple successful companies. One of the things I've discovered is I love the earliest stage of forming a company. And so the first business I founded, I led as CEO for 7 years. But after that, I've been a founder who's recruited within a couple of years as CEO to serially build businesses in different sectors. And I think capital formation is the number one input that actually matters. And I'll give you an example of two things we're going to do. They're not headline campaign items, but they're easy governing items. Is number one, on our path to eventually getting to a zero income tax, the first step I'd love to take to get there is to stop and end the taxation of capital gains as a portion of income taxation in Ohio. It makes a lot of sense. And I'll tell you why. I joke around with our friends in the press corps a little bit, but I said I was going to end the capital gains tax in Ohio, and one of the guys at, I think it was the Cleveland paper, the Cleveland Plain Dealer, said, well, this guy's running for governor, but he doesn't even know that Ohio doesn't have a capital gains tax. I said, you should try paying one sometime, actually. We do have a capital gains tax. It's just part of our income tax, and as you're saying, Steve, it's actually the worst kind of all. It's taxed, unlike at the federal rate, at the same marginal tax rate as income. If you want to actually succeed for Ohio, we can eliminate the capital gains tax because it's a tiny portion of our revenue base as a state, but it is a huge benefit in attracting entrepreneurs to this state because there's other zero nominally income tax states like Washington that still tax your capital gains. But if we don't tax your capital gains, this is the state where you actually want to be a business that grows eventually to sell a stake to a strategic acquirer or public markets or private equity, or an asset that you sell, no taxation on that. And the beauty of that is that you tend to spend that money in the state where you actually reside, either spend it or reinvest it. That creates an ecosystem of growth. So that's just common sense.